Good evening. My name is Carolyn Schaefer, and I live at 177 East 4th Street. I'm against the red light cameras because they are a huge drain to our local economy. Every local dollar collected from these cameras is a direct deduction of money available for purchasing. A dollar roughly circulates in our economy 2.5 times. So if $500,000 is collected, it hurts our economy by $1.25 million. We cannot afford that. And even worse, more than 2/3 of the money collected goes out of the state to Arizona, and then eventually out of the country to Australia. There is no way the small amount of money the city eventually receives can in any way make up for the loss from the local economy. With the current economic conditions, there is no way our area can afford to lose the money. These cameras are removing from our economy. The cameras are a drain on our economy, and they must go. I urge you to vote yes November 3rd to ban traffic cameras. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to address council this evening?
Pardon me. My name is Daniel Evans. I live at 294 North High Street. Had several people speak this evening about the red light cameras and the right to vote to remove the cameras. This nation was founded primarily on the right to vote and the right for the people of this country to be represented fairly. That the administration is spending our tax dollars to remove our right to vote on this issue does not seem indicative of the United States Constitution. Thank you.
Anyone else wish to address council this evening? Our hearts clear? Okay, we will move on with our agenda. Old business, council members, any old business needs to be discussed this evening? None? Okay. Mr. Folsom, any petitions or correspondence received?
I have none, Mr. President.
Okay. New business? Any new business? None? Okay. Committee assignments and meeting dates. We've had 3 committee assignments made since last meeting, and the 371 to Finance to accept the victim witness grant and appropriate the funds for that. That's been awarded for the next year. 372 to Finance to appropriate $875.38 for salary for the State Highway Summer Program. And number 373 to Human Resources to amend the effective date of Ordinance 112-09. And then also I did receive a copy of the resolution that you've heard presented this evening. And I'm going to be assigning that to the Finance Committee. And I've given Mrs. Henderson a copy of that resolution and asked that her committee consider bringing that in to council for approval or for consideration. As far as meeting dates, we have no meeting scheduled, or there's no review session scheduled for next week. The next regular meeting will be October 26th. With that gets us to legislation this evening. Item number 1.
Second reading of an ordinance directing the Safety Service Director to advertise and take competitive bids for the purchase of a dump truck, authorizing the mayor and the Safety Service Director to enter into a contract to purchase a dump truck, appropriating $99,888 toward said purchase, and declaring an emergency. Second reading.
Number 2.
First reading of an ordinance authorizing the appropriate city officials to designate 2 additional on-street handicap parking spaces in front of 140 South Paint Street and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Mrs. Lester.
I would like to ask to waive the 3-read rule so
Thank
that
you.
we may pass this tonight.
Second by Mrs. Malone. Roll call on the motion to waive the rules.
Ames.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Trutchell.
Yes.
And that motion passed. Roll call on the ordinance.
Ames.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Trutchell.
Yes.
And the ordinance passed. Number 3,
First reading of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to file an application for a grant through the Junior Civic League Christmas Tree Gala for $5,000 to accept said grant if awarded and declaring an emergency. First reading.
okay. Number 4,
First reading of an ordinance appropriating $93,000 of fiscal year 2009 Community Development Block Grant Formula Program monies and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Mrs. Ames,
I move to waive the 3-read rule, please.
seconded by Mr. Prohl. Roll call on the motion to waive rules.
Ames.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Trutchell.
Yes.
And that motion did pass. Roll call on the ordinance.
Ames.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Trutchell.
Yes.
And the ordinance passed. Number 5,
First reading of an ordinance amending section 3 of ordinance number 52-09 and declaring an emergency. First reading.
that concludes our legislation this evening. Mrs. Malone,
Make a motion to adjourn.
second by Mrs. Lester. Okay. The audience, please, we're not adjourned, so if you need to leave, please leave quietly until the roll call. Roll call.
Ames.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you.